I grew up in the hood, where everyone I knew was in gangs, in and out of jail, or drinking the night away. I knew this wasn't the life I wanted, so I told myself, do everything you can to get out of this shit. School became a priority for me to succeed, and it all began once upon a time. In the first grade, our teacher made us each write a page in a book on what we wanted to be when we grow up. I thought about the stories I could tell growing up where I did. Then my decision became clear. I was going to be an author. I told my teacher I am going to write books bigger than Harry Potter, more dramatic than The Hunger Games, and more thrilling than any book that has ever been written. I thought to myself, my career is set. I am going to be a best-selling author and nothing can stop me. Little did I know my own worst enemy was coming in just a few years, and this, of course, was puberty. In the sixth grade, I was introduced to puberty, and boy, did it throw off every expectation that I had. The boys and I were hanging out in the cafeteria one day, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw her, and she changed my life. This girl shined like a star, so that's the nickname I gave her. It was at this moment I realized those years in elementary school going to war with girls over the superior gender went out the window. Girls didn't have cooties, nor were they rotten, made out of cotton. It was here I knew that my 10-year-old self had found true love. Her friend came over to our table and said, "My friend over there thinks you're cute." And she gave me a wink. We began talking, and she told me about her friend, and I concluded the conversation by saying bye. She said, and by the way, she really loves Disney. I knew what Disney was, of course, but always thought it was for girls. Disney is nothing but princesses, tiaras, singing, and happily ever afters. I would constantly tell myself, all girls like Disney. That is literally what it's made for. So when her friend told me, I thought to myself, yeah, no shit, she does. As soon as she walked away, it hit me. The only thing girls love more than Disney is math. If star equals Disney and I want Gary to equal star, the only logical explanation is Gary has to equal Disney. Common trigonometry, if you ask me. My mission was clear. Research the Disney thing and come back to school ready to show Star I was in a whole new world. I was so excited I didn't sleep. The next morning, I raced to school, and luckily, I ran into her in the hall before class. As she stood there blushing, I was broke and could not for the life of me get a single word out. All that late night studying went out the window. We just stood there smiling at each other for what felt like hours. Then I had to break the silence, so I said, "Did you know Mickey Mouse was made in 1928 after Walt lost Oswald to Universal?" She giggled and said, "Let's hang out at brunch." By the end of the day, I had my future wife and soulmate that I was going to be with forever and ever. We spent all day on the phone talking about Disney and how much we loved each other, and even if it was only 2 days, I knew she was the one for me. When we went on Christmas break, this is where I decided I'm going to give myself up to Disney. I had bookmarks of different Disney things on my PSP. My Mickey Mouse and Disney music was all over my MySpace page. I was in the zone. After a year, Star and I would watch Disney movies together at lunch. Hidden, of course, so we didn't get our phones taken away. One day, she said to me, "You told me before that you want to be an author, but as much as we love Disney, I think you would be great at making Disney movies, or just movies." I thought about it for a second. Here I was, a future best-selling author not too long ago. Do I honestly have it in me to create things for the big screen? Then she told me, people read books all the time, but if they had a choice to pick between reading a book and watching a movie, what do you believe they are going to do? This single question destroyed every dream of being an author I had, and new ones about being a filmmaker began. And I thought to myself, for the second time in my life, I found my calling and my new passion. When I began my sophomore year of high school, me and Star broke up for like the 50th time in our relationship. I then started rethinking my entire plan again for what I want in life. This led to many questions I had to ask myself. Did I want to make movies because she suggested it? Did I want to even be an author because this was my childhood dream? The most important thing was, now that she's gone, do I even like Disney? I was teased about being feminine for liking Disney. I was back to square one. I was trying to get over a broken heart because the girl I ever loved left me. My whole purpose was gone and my passions were being heavily tested. I was left wondering, where do I go from here? Luckily, Disney made that decision easier. In the 2013 year, we experienced a pretty hot summer. What I did not expect was us having a frozen winter. My girlfriend broke up with me and my heart was frozen. Luckily, Disney was there and picked up the pieces and told me, don't let the cold bother you anyway. Yes, Disney's Frozen was the movie that made me want to continue pursuing my filmmaking career. Frozen taught me I didn't need true love to complete my story. I didn't care anymore about being the only boy out of all my friends who liked Disney. I am uniquely myself, and you know what? That's okay. Thus, I made a pact to myself, never let anyone come between me and the magic in my life. While I can say I found a new dream, I prefer to say I have found my purpose and I won't let it go.